Hi, how you doing? It's Alva Man. This is the Big A Wrestling Review. It's my first time, so I'm gonna start with a few views from 2009, and then my next post will be some thoughts for this year. Actually, I'm gonna add some thoughts for the beginning of this year, as it's nearly the end of the first month of the year. It's nearly the end of January. Royal Rumble is upcoming. Looking forward to that. But before we get there, we'll go back to 2009. 2009 started off pretty well. And I don't think it really started off until WrestleMania. WrestleMania was pretty good. I think the best match at last year's WrestleMania was Shawn Michaels vs. Undertaker, bar none. It was a great match. Although most of Shawn Michaels, if not all of Shawn Michaels' WrestleMania matches, are outstanding. After WrestleMania, things up until SummerSlam, which probably would go as, if not the best, one of the best pay-per-views of the year. I think that most of the rest of the year they weren't really. They had the issue of going too much on one storyline, mostly Randy Orton and John Cena. I think that they sort of cut off the Triple H Randy Orton feud at the beginning of the year. They sort of just cut it off and never really finished it. And I also think that they should have, but they did reform DX, and then DX kind of had a pointless feud against Legacy, which they had some good matches. They actually had some really good matches, but the feud wasn't really going anywhere. They were obviously trying to get DX set up to be the next tag team champions, and I think rightly so. And as we moved further into the year, we had Jericho beating the Colognes for the tag team titles, and Jericho was tag team champions for a while. And my boys, DX, finally beat him, and I was glad. I really wanted to see DX become the tag team champions, and if not them, then the team that I'm giving my best tag team of 2009 to, the Hart Dynasty. And I give the Hart Dynasty that because I think that they did a fantastic job in 2009. That's my opinion. But I think 2009 ended well. One thing I did like in 2009 was the guest host concept. I thought there was a great concept, but I thought some of the guest hosts kind of left a little something to be desired. I think they brought out a few of them, those two NASCAR drivers, for one, that people weren't really familiar with. And I think if you're going to have guest hosts, you want them to be people that everybody's familiar with. I agree with guys like Mike Tyson, that was cool. Roddy Piper was cool. Ozzy Osbourne I thought was hilarious. And most of the rest of the hosts were good, but as I said, there were some of them that just sort of left something to be desired. I like Vern Troyer. I think he was great in the Austin Powers movies and all, but I don't know if he was really a great host. As far as John Heater, Don Johnson, I can't really say much about that because even though Monday was 2 days ago, I yet to watch Raw. But I will. And, well, there you have it. 2009. We ended with a guy becoming the champion, Sheamus, a WWE champion that is, that I think he probably could have used a little bit more time as a kind of a second stringer, if you will. A little time getting developed and, getting people to know him and recognize him, because he just kind of came up and all of a sudden, bam, there he is, he's in the title hunt. And I think a lot of people were kind of like, I know for myself personally, I was kind of like, who is this guy? Where'd he come from? And all of a sudden, he's #1 contender? I don't get it. But, I look forward to 2010, and I hope in 2010, as the guest host thing will come to an end around WrestleMania, there are two guys that I would love to see as guest host. Yes, Stone Cold Steve Austin is one of them, and the other one is the People's Champ, the great one, The Rock. I would love to see The Rock come in and be the guest host. I think he'd do a great job. And The Rock is always great. He does a great job on the mic, and he does good in the ring too, as was Stone Cold. But we'll see if that happens. Rock is supposed to do it. Next post will be Royal Rumble. Before I go, I'm going to give a little shout out to D. Hosea, and a little spoiler alert for everybody. D. Hosea and I are going to be breaking down the Royal Rumble for you. That'll be upcoming soon, so look for it. And I'll probably do a little review after the Rumble as well. And until next time, I'm Alpha Man. Send your questions to me. I will answer them as best I can. See you later.